Hi, welcome to Pages with Sidra here. I bring you the novels behind your favorite manga, manhwa, and manhua, whether by translating or simply reading them for you. Let's dive into the stories that inspire the comics we all love. I got a cheat ability in a different world and become extraordinary even in the real world. Volume 14. Prologue. Part 1. In the Star Productions office. While Canade Yutamori, a very popular artist, was resting in her office room, Miu, another very popular model, came in. Huh? Canade-san? Oh, Miu-chan. It's been a while. Although they were both in the same office, the singer and the model rarely had a chance to see each other. Is your work going well? Yes. I was recently asked to be on the cover of a new magazine and I'm very grateful. That's great. What about you, Canade-san? When Miu asked this, Canade put on a happy expression. Well, I'm working on new songs and stuff, but I had an interesting job the other day. An interesting job, you say? Yes. Do you remember when I was invited to the school festival of the Ausei Academy? Yes. Somehow, I got another offer from Ausei Academy. Is that so? Miu was surprised by the unexpected words. Then Canade continued. I was surprised too, but they asked me to prepare a song for them. Could it be a request for a school song or a cheer for the school? Normally you would think so, wouldn't you? But it wasn't. Eh? While Miu was surprised, Canade grinned. It was kind of a request for a song for school idols. A school idol? That's right. I didn't think that Ausei Academy would plan a school idol project, you know. And the president even asked me to accept this request. The president is so involved. Could it have something to do with Yuya-san again? Canade also knew Yuya because she had performed on stage with him at the school festival. I thought so too at first, but the school idol seems to be a group of girls, you know. Is that so? Yeah. I also wrote a cute and energetic song for them. I heard that the first stage was a big success. Having said that, Canade leaned back on the sofa. But what in the world is Ausei Gakuen up to suddenly planning a school idol event? The president seemed to know something about it. Miu-chan, do you know anything about it? No, I just heard about it for the first time. I see. Well, if there's a chance that I can perform with Yuya-kun again, I'm a little excited. While Canade smiled happily, Miu also thought about Yuya. I might be able to work with Yuya-san again. Although she did not know what was going on between the president and the Ausei Academy, Mi prayed that she would be able to meet Yuya again. After the battle with me from the parallel world and the attack by the masked man, I managed to return home. Then, not only Lexia-san and the others who had returned earlier, but also Knight and the others came all the way to the front door to greet me. Yuya-sama, welcome home. What took you so long? I'm back. Well, there was a lot going on. Yuya, Mako is preparing dinner for us, so we can eat right away. Oh, is that so? When I was surprised by Luna's words, Mako laughed in embarrassment. I could only make something simple. I'm glad you made it. Thank you. Yes, that's right. If Mako didn't cook, Lexia might say she'll cook for you again. Wait, what does that mean? Hungry. I just want to eat whatever I can find as soon as possible. As usual, when Luna and Lexia-san started to argue, Yudi nonchalantly told us. At the same time, a beautiful sound of hunger could be heard coming from the bellies of Luna and Lexia-san. That's also true. Oh, we're tired today too. They laughed to cover the blush on their cheeks and went straight to the dining table. Preparation. Quickly. Yes, you're right. Well, master. When you are ready, please join us at the table. Yudi urged Mako and the others to go to the table. Then Alma-san, who had been silently watching our exchange, opened his mouth. You're very late, what's going on? Huh? You may think you're hiding it, but it shows on your face. And your spiritual power had increased to an incredible degree compared to what it was before you went out. Not only Alma-san, but even Kuya-san said that to me. I had no intention of hiding it, but I still did not fully understand the situation and did not know how to explain it. Then Kuya-san's eyes flashed with a purple light and looked at me. Exclamation. This is another troublesome situation. Oh, you saw my memories with sorcery? Well, yes. Now it seems that what I feared has happened. What is it? Just speak without hiding anything. Ama-san, who looked a bit irritated, rushed Kuya-san, who had a serious expression on his face. Well, as Amadono knows, the boundary between the underworld and this world disappeared due to the influence of the false god that Yuya defeated. But that is not the only boundary between worlds that has disappeared. Even the boundary that separates the dimensions has been erased. HMPH. The more I think about it, the more I realize how annoying that is. Yes, that's right. The boundary between the underworld and this world was restored by the Lord of the Underworld, Ryame-sama. But the boundary between dimensions is still gone. As a result, Yuya, you fought against your other self, didn't you? Wah. Woof. In response to Almasan's voice of surprise, Knight and the others look at each other and tilt their heads, perhaps still not understanding. The other him? That kind of thing. I was surprised too. I had no idea that he would be a greater user of spiritual power than this Yuya, and that he would even use his spiritual power. But it's more trouble than that. What? I think it's already a big problem to say that another lord has appeared, but there's even more trouble than that. Yes. I don't know the details, but according to that other Yuya, there are strange people going around conquering all kinds of worlds, right? Yes, that's right. Conquer the world. HMPH, that's ridiculous. I agree, but I don't know what they are capable of. And from what the other Yuya said, they're not going to conquer the planet, they're going to literally take over the world and its whole dimension. And their next target is this world. Why does the Lord always get noticed by such strange people? I don't want it either. Even I don't like getting into all kinds of trouble. More importantly, what do you think we should do from now on? Well, it would be difficult for us to initiate an attack on a dimension-spanning being like them. I guess we have to train ourselves to be ready for the attack. Yes, it is hard to say yet since the strength of the opponent is uncertain, but it is better to be stronger. The other Yuya I saw with my sorcery was not a bad fighter. In fact, he was no worse than me when it came to mastering sorcery. But even the other Yuya was just a pawn of these mysterious beings, and I wonder how good they really are. The air was dark and gloomy, and I made another decision. Kuya-san, please teach me more about sorcery. Because the other me asked me to. The other me asked me to protect this world. And while he was disappearing, he entrusted me with the sorcery power he possessed. Although he came from a parallel world, we are the same being, so receiving an enormous amount of spiritual power from him did not seem to affect me in any particular way. I was entrusted with his will and power. Most importantly, I had no intention of letting them have their way in this world. Kuya-san nodded in response to my decision. Of course. We don't even know when the opponent will come, but I'll give you a little bit of my sorcery, Yuya. Thank you very much. And I'll try to work with me as well. Eh? I can't do anything on my own, but maybe Ryame-sama will know how to handle this situation. I see. Surely, Ryame-sama, the Lord of the Underworld, might know who the mysterious attacker is. If it were just me, it would be impossible to contact Ryame-sama, but since Kuya-san's main body was in the underworld, he should be able to contact Ryame-sama somehow. So we started preparing for the mysterious attacker. And now, moving on to part 2 of this prologue. The story is just getting more exciting, so let's dive right in and see where it takes us. while Yuya and the others prepare for trans-dimensional invaders in another world. Begin. Shuzakuran, the Katana Saint, quietly announced. At Shu's command, a man wearing a silk hat took out a horn and blew it vigorously. At that moment, an enormous surge of magic power spread out from the man's horn. In the blink of an eye, the sound spread throughout the world and people everywhere heard it. What is it? That sound. Where is it coming from? What is happening? The mysterious sound threw the inhabitants of the world into confusion. Countries immediately mobilized their armies to find the source of the mysterious sound, but no one was able to locate Shu and his group. Then, a huge image appeared in the sky above. It was the image of Shu with an emotionless smile on his face. What? Who the hell is that? Is it some kind of festival? To the people of the world who still did not understand what was happening, Shu quietly opened his mouth. Hello everyone, how are you? I am Katana Saint Shuzakuran. The people who heard Shu's introduction widened their eyes. Katana Saint, you says that the same as the Sword Saint, Irisama. There are people like that. The same holy, but unlike Iris, the existence of Shu, who rarely appeared in public, became known for the first time at this time. At the same time, the mysterious sound and the fact that this image magic turned out to be from a being that was holy made the people watching the images let down their guard. What? This is a bit sudden, but we have decided to take control of you, humanity. The words were so abrupt that everyone was at a loss for words. Of course, since it was visual magic, Shu himself could not see the scene. You must be confused by the suddenness of the situation. But you had plenty of time. And yet, it was you who did not change your ways. Therefore, this is a natural outcome. What is he talking about? What does he mean by control? I don't know, but he's joking, right? To the confusion of the people of the world, Shu continued. We, the holy, have been fighting with our lives against the evil and evil beasts created by the negative aspects of humanity and have been protecting you. However, you did not pay attention to such things and fought among yourselves, and as a result, you spread negative feelings all over the world. You really are stupid. Shu's eyes were so ruthless that many people trembled under his gaze, even through the image. So we will control it. We will control everything, from your emotions to everything else, to eliminate the reasons for the appearance of evil and evil beasts from the very source. Do you understand? Controlling emotions, you say. I would never submit to such a thing. Where did that image come from? Naturally, people were outraged by Shu's remarks. In some countries, there were even leaders who were ready to go and hunt down Shu and his group right now. However, no one could locate Shu and his group. Even the Sword Saint Iris and the others who were watching the images could not find them. That guy, he really meant what he said back then. Iris looked at the giant image floating in the air as if she were staring at it. Immediately after the Heavenly Sacred Festival ended, Iris and the others began working to stop Shu's actions. The sound that just echoed through the air must have been caused by the Sound Saint's tone, spreading sound all over the world and projecting images like that was. The sound I heard at the Heavenly Sacred Festival did not seem to be able to spread sound and images all over the world. But the fact that the images were projected in this way suggests that he had hidden his abilities at that time as well. Uzagi and Otis analyzed the strength of Shu and his group while they watched the images that appeared. Otis, can you do the same to bring magic to the whole world? Unfortunately, it's impossible. With the acquisition of divine authority, I believe I have become more powerful than the other holy, but I still don't have the power to affect such a wide area with my magic. In other words, those guys are more powerful than us with our divine authority. How did they get such power, and what is that power anyway? I have many questions, but... HMPH. If they had answered us obediently, they would have spoken up at the Heavenly Sacred Festival. But it doesn't matter how powerful they are. As holy, we are responsible for stopping them. I agree. I wonder if Gloria is okay? After the heavenly sacred festival, Iris and the others parted ways with Gloria. This was because Gloria had children to take care of, and she could not leave them alone. Gloria is strong enough, so we don't have to worry about her. We need to stop them quickly so we don't have to worry about that. Fortunately, thanks to this magic, I was able to detect a faint flow of magic power. Now all we have to do is follow that magic. Then let's get started. Uzagi and Otis nodded at Iris' words, and the three of them started to search for Shu's whereabouts. When Iris and the others started to move, Shu continued to speak. Whatever you say, this is our decision. We are only trying to eliminate the root of evil in order to fulfill our duty as the holy. Rest assured, once you are under our control, there will be no more conflict in the world. Everyone will live equally. Shu's words sounded pleasant, but they were not something that people could accept. However, in the country where this image was displayed, there were some people who welcomed the holy control because of the difficult situation they were already in. That's good, isn't it? Yes, yes. The country will start a war on its own anyway, and the burden of the war will fall on us poor people. I will accept any kind of control as long as it means the end of the war. Shu narrowed his eyes at the different opinions flying around the world. But if you don't agree with my ideas, you can disappear. Through the image, Shu's tremendous intimidation covered the world. The world was once again thrown into confusion by the sheer pressure. Listen, I'll repeat it, this is our decision. If you follow us and accept our control, we promise you peace. But if you interfere, we will discard you without mercy. This is absolutely necessary to prevent the emergence of evil. Shu, who had been radiating strong intimidation, relaxed his pressure after saying this and smiled again. Well, I've told you what I have to tell you. We will immediately move to control all of humanity. We look forward to seeing what decisions you will make. As he said this, the image that had been floating in the air disappeared. For a few moments, the world fell silent. The Katana Saint Shuzakuran's declaration of control over all of humanity, and the cleansing of those who do not fall under the control of the Katana Saint Shuzakuran. But one thing is certain, Shu is serious. It is because he is serious that he has taken the form of a declaration of war to the world. We just finished the Royal Congress, and now we have another problem. Of course, it was not only the general public that saw the images, but also the higher-ups in each country. After watching the images, King Arnold of the Kingdom of Arcelia couldn't help but hold his head in his hands. Then Owen, who was also watching the images, called out to him in a worried tone. Your Majesty. Owen, how do you see what he just said? I thought he was serious. Oh, right. It is serious and insane, such as controlling the emotions of humanity. Oh, right. It is serious and insane, such as controlling the emotions of humanity. First of all, is such a thing even possible? It is possible, that's why he said it. However, the Katana Saint, are the Sword Saint Iristono and the others also on their side? I don't know, but it is strange that she, who is known to be the strongest among the holy, is not shown in that image. Besides, there must be more people who would listen to what Irisama has to say than the Manchu who no one knows considering her absence. I see that's also true. Arnold sighed. Anyway, everything is unknown. I've never even heard of Katana Saint. Me neither. The Katana Saint must have tremendous skill with the katana, but this image is clearly a magic technique. And if the images are being spread around the world on such a large scale, it is possible that one of the Katana Saint's associates is skilled in magic. Just like Iris and the others, Arnold deduced various information from Shu's images. Then Owen asked with a serious look on his face. Your Majesty, what are you going to do now? Of course, I can't accept such a proposition. However, the other party is a holy. Of course, it might be a lie to claim that he is the Katana Saint, but the fact remains that there are people on his side who are capable of activating magic to such an extent. Can we really compete with such people? I'm always ready to fight. Arnold nodded at Owen, who straightened his back and put his hand on his chest. Yes, I'm counting on you. And I'm also worried about the movements of the other countries. That's but will they reject it as your majesty does? In response to Owen's question, Arnold shook his head quietly. Sure, that would be normal, but in some countries, that's not the case. Fortunately, this country is not at war with any other country, but it would not be surprising if some citizens of war-torn countries agreed with Shu's words. And if more people agree with him, there might be a civil war or revolution in that country. What? Anyway, the best thing we can do is to prepare our forces for their attack. It's a good thing Lexia-sama isn't here. Yes, even they would not be able to reach the other world. Besides, there is Yuya in that world. If only Yuya would come. Don't say that. He has his own world. In this way, the higher-ups in each country also began to move in response to the declaration of war by Shu and the others. In the pitch-black space, there are countless worlds covered with a transparent membrane-like soap bubbles. These bubbles are literally the crystallization of the worlds. A universe, including galaxies and stars, is spread out in these small, confined membranes. If a bubble were to burst, that world would end. Such an impossible event happened here and there in space. This place where many worlds were drifting was the space called Between Worlds. Monsters lurk in such between worlds. Mysterious spherical life forms with countless tentacles, like sea anemones and mollusks, with the grotesque appearance of octopuses and squids. These monsters crowded together and fought fiercely, sometimes destroying the surrounding bubble world. Then a white beast walked gracefully through the desolate between worlds. It looked like a cat, its long, pure white fur shining in various colors. Meow. The white cat showed no interest in the battle between the monsters nor in the bubbles crystallizing the world. It simply walked with graceful steps through this space where the concept of time did not exist. As usual, the white cat was strolling leisurely through between worlds when it suddenly noticed something and caught sight of a world. It was a world of transparent cubes, different from the world of soap bubbles that had appeared in the between worlds before he knew it. There were countless such cubic worlds floating around. The one the white cat noticed is but one of many others. Meow. The white cat tilted its head as it had never seen such a strange world suddenly appearing in countless numbers before. The reason why this cube-shaped world appeared was because the boundary between dimensions disappeared due to the influence of a false god, and Yuya's world, which existed in another dimension, flowed into it. Because of these events, the beings who had been using Yuya from the parallel world as a pawn became aware of the existence of another dimension and decided to invade it. However, the white cat was unaware of these circumstances and simply turned its eyes to the strange world that had suddenly appeared. As it turned its space-like black eyes toward the cubic world, information about that world began to flow into the cat's brain. Since there is no concept of time in between worlds, the white cat could see from the oldest information in the world to the far future. In the midst of all this, the white cat noticed a planet that existed within the cubic world. The white cat did not know why it noticed the planet. But as if attracted by something, its eyes were drawn to the planet. The history of the planet flowed into the white cat's brain as images and finally stopped when it showed a young man. It was the image of Yuya before he set foot in the other world. Thank you for watching Pages with Sidra. I hope you enjoyed this chapter of I got a cheat ability in a different world, and became extraordinary even in the real world. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more volumes and novels. Let's keep exploring these amazing stories together. See you in the next one.